Hey, what's going on, everyone? Homework assignment 45. Today's objective, I can create a system of equations from word problems. So we've been able to solve systems. We've been doing a lot of practice with that. Hopefully at this point, we're getting close to mastery of that, making less mistakes. Today, we're going to be able to create systems of equations from different word problems. Okay, so not just solve them, but also create them. So let's just dive right into it. Let's take a look at our first one. All right, Jill bought oranges and bananas. All right, oranges and bananas. She bought 12 pieces of fruit and spent $5. And spent $5. Oof, there's a period there. Okay, cool. 12 pieces of fruit and spent $5. Oranges, not orangest, cost 50 cents each, and bananas cost 25 cents each. Write a system of equations to model the problem. How many oranges and how many bananas did Jill buy? Okay. So, we have different variables that we can use, but the first thing that I'm asking us to do all the time is identify the variables. So I am going to make X, I'm going to use X's and Y's. Why not? So X is going to be equal to oranges, and I'll be specific, oranges bought, and Y is going to be equal to bananas bought. All right, so I'm just going to focus on how to create the system, and then you'll be able to kind of solve on your own. So I'm just going to focus on how to create the system. All right, so here's what we need to do. For this type of system, if they're giving us this type of information, you're going to have to interpret the differences between the types of information we give. For this type of information, we need to determine two things. So we're going to be going over, one equation is going to be equal to how much fruit was bought, and the other equation is going to be equal to how much money was spent. Okay, so the first equation is going to be the fruit that was bought, and the second is going to be the money that was spent. So how many oranges did she buy? Well, she bought X oranges. And how many bananas did she buy? Y bananas, we don't know how many, plus Y bananas is going to be equal to how many fruit in total did she buy? Well, it says that she bought 12 pieces of fruit. All right, great. Next, how much did she spend on oranges? Well, she spent 50 cents. So that's going to be 0.50x plus how much did she spend on bananas? 25 cents, 0.25y is equal to how much did she spend in total? $5. And there is your system, okay? Just a reminder, just so I can fix this up, this is supposed to be plus. And let's see why this makes sense. So all of this is the number of fruit, and all of this is the price. All right, so two different equations based on two different sets of information. It helps for you to determine what each equation is going to represent. All right. X amount of oranges plus Y amount of bananas equal 12 total fruit. 50 cents times however many oranges plus 25 cents times however many bananas is going to be a total of $5. Right. And there is your system. I'm not going to focus on solving them, but if we were to solve it, then we could determine how many oranges and how many bananas were bought. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the second one. Jar contains N nickels and D dimes. There's a total of 200 coins in the jar. The value of the coins is $14. How many nickels, how many dimes are in the jar? All right. So for this system, we're going to identify what our variables are. And our variables are going to be N, I guess we could say. N is nickels. And D is going to be dimes. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a system. And our first equation is going to be talking about how many coins there are. And our second one is going to be talking about the amount of money that is in the jar. Okay, so how many coins are in the jar, and then how much money is in the jar. All right. So how many nickels do we have in the jar? We don't know. And how many dimes do we have in the jar? Again, we don't know. But we do know there's a total of 200 coins. So N nickels plus D dimes is 200 coins. All right. What's the value of a nickel? Be very careful with this one. 5 cents. A lot of people want to write 0.5. A lot of people want to write 5 cents. Plus the value of a coin is equal to a total of $14. All right. And remember that this system is a number of coins and this system is the amount of money. All right, and that is our system. Now that is a system that you can solve. You use substitution, you can use elimination, whatever strategy you'd like to use can be used here. All right, and we're going to leave it at that. We're going to give it 2 examples. I'm going to let you take a look at some on your own. Let's see if we can get used to these. And then we're going to build, all right? We're going to see other types of system word problems that we could then throw into here, all right? Because there's a few different types of examples that they'll give, and the Regents loves to give some pretty tough ones as well. All right, take a look at the practice problems, and I'll see you tomorrow.